The moment Ryan Carter stepped into the grand marble lobby of his company headquarters, he knew he was in trouble. Not the kind of trouble that came with a late quarterly report or a failed product launch. This was personal. His board had grown restless, his investors doubted his stability, and now they'd begun whispering that a single father could never lead one of the fastest-growing companies in the world. What they didn't know was that Ryan wasn't just a CEO. He was also the father of an 8-year-old girl named Lily, whose laughter was the only reason he could get out of bed every morning. The world thought of him as cold and untouchable, but the truth was, he was simply doing everything he could to protect his daughter after her mother had walked away years ago. And now, the board had given him an ultimatum. "Show them you have a stable personal life, Ryan," his lawyer warned. "They want to see a family man, not a lonely executive." That's when the idea hit him. A terrible, ridiculous idea. He needed a girlfriend. A fake one. But who? His eyes fell on Emma, the quiet, soft-spoken maid who had been working in his home for months. She wasn't flashy, she wasn't pretending to be someone she wasn't. She simply worked hard, cared for Lily when Ryan got stuck at late meetings, and always left the house warmer than she found it. "Emma," he said one evening, as she folded laundry by the fireplace. She looked up, startled. "Yes, sir? I need a favor." A strange one. When he explained, her eyes widened. "You want me to pretend to be your girlfriend? I'll pay you extra. It's just for a few events. Nothing more." Emma hesitated. She wasn't the type to step into the spotlight. But when she glanced at Lily, who was curled up on the sofa, looking at her dad with worried eyes, she understood. This wasn't just about business. This was about a father fighting to hold on to the life he'd built for his daughter. So she agreed. The first event was a charity gala. Emma wore a simple navy dress, nothing like the sparkling gowns of the socialites around her. Yet somehow, when she walked in beside Ryan, all heads turned. Not because she was glamorous, but because she was real. Ryan found himself stealing glances at her throughout the evening. She laughed easily, listened carefully, and when she bent down to talk to Lily, it was with a gentleness that made something tighten in his chest. The ruse worked, too well. Soon, Emma was being invited everywhere, introduced as Ryan's partner. And Ryan, who had promised himself that this was all for show, began to notice things he shouldn't. The way Emma hummed while cooking breakfast. The way Lily ran into her arms after school. The way his penthouse, once cold and hollow, now felt like a home. But just when Ryan started to believe the act could become real, everything threatened to unravel. At a shareholder dinner, one of Ryan's competitors cornered Emma. "We know who you are," the man sneered. "You're not a society woman. You're his maid. How long do you think this charade will last?" Emma froze. She wanted to disappear, to run. But before she could speak, Ryan stood up. "You're right," he said, his voice firm, carrying across the table. "She's not from your world. She doesn't pretend. And that's exactly why she belongs here, because she's more genuine, more kind, and more trustworthy than half the people in this room." The silence was deafening. Emma's eyes filled with tears. No one had ever defended her like that before. Later that night, as the city lights glittered outside his office window, Ryan found himself staring at Emma. The pretense, the contracts, the staged photographs, it all faded away. What remained was simple truth. He didn't want a fake girlfriend. He didn't want an arrangement. He wanted her. And the realization hit him like a storm. The maid he had once overlooked had become the woman who stole his heart. Not because she pretended, but because she was never pretending at all.